Hi, Rod here. I hope you're doing great. Pricing is always a great topic. And today I want to discuss your pricing from two different but very related angles. Angle number one is pricing your prospect's problem. And angle number two is the return on investment, or ROI, that your pricing provides to the prospect. So let's start with the first angle, pricing the prospect's problem. The thing to keep top of mind here is simply this. Someone hires you either because they have a problem they don't want or a result that they're not getting. Either way, it's a problem to be solved. When you view the problem from the prospect's perspective, the first question to ask is whether the problem is consequential or inconsequential. And one way to think about that is the amount of dollars involved. The second question to ask is whether the action to be taken is reversible or irreversible. And the way to think about that is whether the prospect would get some kind of valuation do-over sometime down the road. For box one, honestly, I couldn't think of any valuation work that fit here. But perhaps you offer some type of non-valuation consulting type service that would fall into this box. But regardless, it's unlikely that the prospect is going to pay a lot to solve this kind of problem. For box two, I did think valuation work for insurance purposes would fit here. For example, Keyman Life Insurance. The value of the business or the business interest and the cost of the policy are certainly consequential, but the valuation itself can be redone later if the valuation significantly changes, and hopefully not a big deal to reissue the policy. For box three, I am thinking of small valuation matters of any kind would fit here. For example, a prospect wants to make a gift equal to the amount of the annual exclusion. The dollar tax savings are inconsequential, but the gift, once made based on your valuation, is irreversible. And what's in box four? Well, I'm thinking of the sale of a business or a really large gift and estate tax matter. The dollars involved make the problem consequential, and when the business is sold or the estate is settled based on your valuation, well, that action is also irreversible. The important part of this step is to determine what box your prospect's problem is in. And you do that just by putting yourself in the prospect's shoes and doing this kind of very simple analysis. Okay, so let's look at the second angle, the ROI that your pricing provides. Now, the goal here is to estimate the dollars at stake or associated with the problem so that you can price the work and then relate the expected ROI to the prospect. And you would do that because as a prospect, that's something that you would consider. In box one, as I said earlier, there's likely to be very little value add here. And so there's no return on investment to the prospect. So frankly, why bother pricing or even doing the kind of work that might fall into this box? In boxes 2 and 3, I don't see a lot of chances for a prospect to get a healthy ROI. And because of that, your pricing is going to be commoditized. So take the example of that gift equal to the annual exclusion amount. That would fall into box 3. The dollar amount of a $15,000 gift at the current maximum tax rate of 40% is $6,000. And that tax is avoided sometime down the road when the donor dies. So it's not even something currently on the mind of the prospect. So why would a prospect pay anything more than $6,000 for this kind of valuation work? It would be a 1x break-even kind of ROI. So I think this box might be a good place to get some experience in, but I just wouldn't expect great fees from the work that falls into this box. In box 4, hey, you're in the sweet spot because the prospect's likely ROI is huge. For example, if you could show that your $20,000 solution will solve their $200,000 problem, well, why wouldn't a prospect hire you? You're providing a 10x ROI. As you can imagine, the key here is getting, estimating, or guessing at the information needed to calculate that return on investment, and then presenting that result to the prospect in a friendly, convincing, non-judgmental sort of way. Also, something to factor in all of this is the irreversibility of the actions being taken. What is the intangible value of hiring you based on your accumulated skills and knowledge, experience, education, and training to provide an accurate value that would be difficult to contest? Hey, I never said any of this would be easy, but I think you need to take a stab at it if you would like to win more work at higher fees. Honestly, pricing problems and return on investment was not something that I appreciated a lot as a valuation practitioner, but I became more conscious of it when I started coaching. And so here is my real world, real life example, because I practice what I preach. Let's say you want more one-to-one client service work, and your average fee for that kind of work falls in the range of $8,000 or $10,000. My goal is to get you one additional project each month that you would not have otherwise gotten without me. My monthly coaching fee is $950. So when I get you at least one project a month that you would not have otherwise gotten, you're getting a 10x ROI from working with me. That's what I have for you today. I hope it's been useful. If you'd like more help turning the practice you have into the practice you want, message me with the word pricing and we'll start a conversation.